If you are dealing with water damage in your home, you may be tempted to try painting over it. But that's not always a good idea because you will have to cover the entire ceiling. If you do decide to paint the ceiling, be sure to get a specific paint color and sheen for it so you can apply the new paint correctly. Before you begin, you will need to purchase an interior latex primer. Ensure that it has a high-quality finish. If the stain is small and you are able to reach it with a ladder, you can paint over it yourself. It will take some time to dry, but you can speed up the process by using a dehumidifier, fans, or a portable heater. You can also hire a professional painting contractor for the job. To ensure the quality of the work, you should get a free estimate and make sure you hire the best one. You should first find out where the leak is coming from. Then you can start treating the ceiling with the appropriate primer. If the water stain is darker, you should treat it with a diluted bleach solution. If the ring is still brown, you should blot it with toilet paper and let it dry. Afterward, you can apply the new paint on top of the existing stain and fix the structural damage. Then, you can move on to painting the ceiling itself. When you have a stain on the ceiling, you need to fix the source of the problem. If the source of the water damage is a roof leak, a burst pipe, or an overflowing toilet, the water can bleed through the new paint and cause the entire ceiling to look ugly. Therefore, you should first repair the source of the water damage. Then, you can begin the repair process. You will have to restore the structural integrity of the ceiling to fix the water stain. You should also apply stain-blocking primer to prevent future water damage. The primer will permeate the surface and create a barrier that will make the area feel solid and allow the paint to dry. After the stain is dried, you should consider using a water-blocking primer to prevent future staining. The stain-blocking primer should be applied to the entire ceiling. It must be dry for 2 hours to ensure it will not bleed through the coating. A good tip for cleaning water-damaged ceilings is to use a mild bleach cleaner. Mix 1 cup of bleach with 3 cups of water. This will help remove any remaining mildew, dirt, or grease from the ceiling. After you have sprayed the area with the mildew cleaner, you will need to scrub the area with a heavy-duty sponge to remove the stain. Moreover, a good way to protect the walls is to hire a professional to fix the drywall. You can paint over a water-damaged ceiling as long as it doesn't sag. If the drywall isn't too weak, you can try painting over it. Be careful though, as mold is one of the biggest problems you will face when painting over the ceiling. Depending on the severity of the damage, you may need to hire a professional to remove the mold for you. Once the mold is removed, you can then paint the ceiling again. If the water stain on the ceiling is not too big, you can try painting over it with oil-based stain-blocking primer. These primers are water-insoluble and cannot bleed through water stains, so they will not affect the paint color. The oil-based primers are very good for covering water-damaged ceilings because they have high levels of binders, which will help the paint stick to the surface. If you've noticed water stains on your ceiling, you should know the cause of the stain. If the water came from the roof, chances are it's not your roof. But if it did, you should call a professional painter to fix the damage. You can also contact a painting company and get a free estimate. It's a good idea to get a professional's estimate before you choose a company.